right, so I hit the live button. It says that we're live. If anybody in the comment section can confirm that you could hear me, that would be great. Because if there's one thing that is very on brand with my channel, it's that my mic either doesn't work, my banjo internet cuts me out, all kinds of things. Oh, man. Anyway, hello. Thank you guys very much for joining me. My name is Carrow Brown. I am an urban fantasy author. I'm also the executive assistant over at Riververse, and you have shown up for one of my very rare, highly sought after, hard to find live streams. And for those of you who have actually been a fan of my channel, I might be I might be able to hear you through the internet going, I thought you said you weren't going to do this anymore and that you don't like streaming and all these other things. And you would be correct. I, in fact, don't like streaming. And the only reason I'm here right now is because I didn't have time to edit this week's video. That's really it. So I wanted to make sure that there was some kind of content. I also had a project that I wanted to work on. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do the once in the blue moon streaming and we'll kind of go from there. So, okay, live. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. I really am. If you have never come to any of these before, usually what we do is we do productivity sprints. In this case, it's going to be author related. So we either do something that's related to working on a chapter, an outline, editing. Every now and then I get a rebel who's like, screw your productivity. I'm going to sit here and eat sushi or clean my house or do something else. That's totally fine. I'm just happy that you're here. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. All right, Sky has confirmed that you can, in fact, hear me. So that's going to be great. All right, so while I wait for a couple of folks to go ahead and pop in, let's go ahead and say hello to a few folks because I have not streamed for a while, so YouTube probably doesn't know to send people the notice that I'm streaming right now because that's pretty normal. Sky is here. I was trolling Sky on her stream earlier. She was a great sport about it. Now she's come to troll me back, as friends do. Thank you so much for joining me today. Athena is here, and she's going to be eating the sushi, hence why I made that comment. Andrew is here. Hello, Andrew. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Mama Ward is here. Hello, Mama Ward. Thank you so much for joining us. Maya is here. Hello, Maya. Hope you are doing well and that your writing continues to flow effortlessly. Words are not my forte today. I really do apologize. Finishing projects. Yes, because we are going to be talking about finishing projects today. I know sometimes when we get kind of like excited for the arrival of National Novel Writing Month, or NaNo for short, we kind of forget about the finishing project part of that. So I thought it would be nice to have a quick refresher before we kind of launch straight into the planning part. So let's see. Melissa is here. Hello. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. I think this is the first time I've seen you on a stream, so I'm very happy that you've come to join us today. Thank you. Mama Ward says that she's allergic to the words "the end." Let's see, and then we start talking about so I saw your never-ending series comment, Sky, and it made me think of actually the Harry Dresden books because those books are still going. And let's see, Anita Blake, did that series ever end, or is that still going? Because I think that's like in the 30s right now. Anyway, if anybody knows the answer to that, let me know. I didn't want to Google it right away. Nano prep, is it coming so soon? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because usually when Preptober arrives, nobody's ready then either. So we'll see how that goes. I know some folks like to get ready sooner and sooner so that way they can take that big, massive workload and kind of spread it out a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. For a moment, I think I forgot I did Nano last year, but I did because I did Nano Power Hour. I remember doing that when I had COVID. That was exciting. Debbie's here. Hello, Debbie. Thank you so much for joining us today. And you're probably not going to do Nano, where Sky says opposite. She probably will do it since the site changed. And I don't know if the site has changed at all. I haven't actually gone and looked at it, but I guess I can go check it out later. Sky says they redid a few years back and redid the site, including Nano Camp in some places. I can't, like, it was so cumbersome. Like, I really wanted to be part of like that meeting where they talked about these site changes and how they thought it was supposed to work, because I think it's one thing when you arrange something on like the inside, right? And it probably makes sense to you, but like we're authors and we're writers. We just really need it to be like very basic B. Okay. That's what we need. Let's see. And then Kane is here. Hello. It's so good to see you. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Ms. is here. Hello. Thank you for coming and hanging out too. I don't think I've seen your name in my stream or my videos before, but thank you for coming and hanging out. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. CB is already in planning mode. Which are you doing another fan fiction or are you doing something original this time around? Yes, new. Okay. I remember some things. Thank you. Sky is confirming. Anita Blake still going. She's got another one coming out soonish. Oh my goodness. Like, maybe I need to go finish reading that because I got into, like I think I got to book 3, and I said that was enough for me. There's gotta be something. Gotta be something there. Let's see, and you'll be doing more fanfic. So which IP are you doing? Is it gonna be you were usually doing Marvel Avengers stuff before, if I recall. I mean, if in case I forgot, like, the avatar kinda helps me a little bit too. Oh, hey, Dal's here. Hey, Dal. Saying a quick hello won't stay because there's an audiobook waiting to be heard today, and I'm going to be doing that this afternoon. You knock that out. You have a good time with that. All right, what are we at? We're at 5 after, so I'll wait a couple more minutes for folks to come and join us. Let's see. They are re-releasing the BSC books as graphic novels. Oh, okay, cool. Slay book 30 comes out in early November. Oh my goodness. I almost wanna use that series as, like, a case study to kind of, like, gauge, like, how the writing, like, evolves, like, over time, right? Because like, the longer an author continues, like, a series, like, the more liberties they get to take with it, so I would be really I'm so tempted to do that, but I don't know if I have the time investment for 30 books. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna think about it really hard. Let's see. I don't think I've ever made one of your solo streams. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for coming hang out. I hope you have a good time. At some point, I will become very facetious, and then the chat and I will go back and forth. And then at some point, tacos will get mentioned, and we'll talk about that for 30 minutes. That's very on brand for me. Having family over, only needed to say hi and run back to the kitchen duty. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out, sir. I really appreciate you saying hi. All right, all right, all right. So, as I said, we are going to be talking about finishing projects. Finishing the project, I say. So, while we wait a couple more minutes, I'm going to go ahead and throw up the first question that I like to ask at these times, which is going to be what do you struggle with when it comes to finishing projects? So, I will go first because it's my stream, right? It's my stream. I'm going to go first. But what I struggle with when it comes to finishing stories is I always get like a sense of it's not quite imposter syndrome. I guess it's like perfectionism because I want the plot and the characters and everything to be really good. And so I always have a hard time getting to the end of the story unless I feel like that's substantial enough. And if it's not, then I'm not great with it. So that's usually why I have a hard time trying to finish. Why you do not feel attacked. You be quiet, Andrew. I see your comment. But no, that's usually why I end up stopping, myself because I'm gonna go back, reread things, and try and rewrite things, or add another plot point or some character that didn't need to be there before because I'm trying to make up for something that's lacking in, like, Act A. And then anytime you make a change in Act A, it has a huge ripple effects through 2 and 3, and the next thing you know, you've written a completely different thing. So, it's exciting. So that is my answer to why I struggle with trying to finish projects. In this case, it's going to be literature novels. Short stories are a little easier. Part of why I got into writing short stories on Faye Black was because I wanted to get used to actually getting to the end, right? So when you write a short story that's anywhere between like 5 and 10,000 words, that's a bit more manageable. If you guys know anything about my books, I don't have any here, unfortunately. My books are usually pretty hefty. They're anywhere between 100K to 150K word count at that point. I don't know how to write small books. Um, so at least not under Carrow Brown. On Faye Black, I usually have that anywhere between like 50 to 90K thousand words. So that's kind of big for romance, but it's also like it just works for that. So all right, let's take a look and see what answers we got, and then we'll start a sprint and it'll be good. All right. Let's see. So Kane says, I've never done it. Well, you're on your first manuscript still, right? Yeah. So you'll get there. It'll be fine. Sky says, I keep changing my mind about what should happen in the plot as new and better ideas come to me. Yep. Mood. Relatable. Let's see. Mama Ward says, I feel every side character deserves their own voice. Oh, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. I almost went on a side tangent with one character in a graphic novel series that I'm working on right now because I really wanted to focus on his stuff, and then I just had to put it to the side. Like I put him in a box and said I'd get to you later, right? Let's see. Ms. Swift says, I struggle with thinking it's good enough and then I get stuck in the revision loop. Yeah, I know what you mean. You missed the question. So Timo, the question is, what do you struggle with when it comes to finishing projects? So if you're working on a book or a story or anything else like that, do you struggle with the ending? And if so, why? So that's the question for you. And then Melissa says, I've never finished a story in ever, so that's my first problem. I never know how to write an interesting opening or ending. If you have a critique partner or a writing group, they might be able to give you a little bit of feedback. In some cases, you probably have, a great beginning and ending. You just need somebody to like let you know that it is. So that's a thing that I also understand in the very depths of my soul. Ugh. So all right, so we are at 11 after, so it's definitely far too late for me. We have to make sure that we start writing because that's what we came to do. We have come to do the writing. We have Pomodoro Focus. I actually really love this website because it just does things automatically for me. I like automation. I hope you do too. There is no fun sounds or musics or anything like that. It's just a little countdown timer. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working for 20 minutes and then there's a 10-minute break. And during that 10-minute break, we'll chat, take a break, grab water, stretch, pet your dog, whatever you got to do. So, um, but I just want to make sure I got everybody else real quick. Okay. So I'll come back and I'll read the other answers to this as soon as we get done with this first sprint. And I'll leave the question up for anybody who comes in afterwards. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. But unlike my normal streams, I'm actually going to make sure that I have my banners up today. Look, there we go. Got my first banner up. I'm growing, guys. It's like I've streamed before. Oh my goodness. All right. So again, this will be for 20 minutes. We'll write, do whatever we got to do for 20, come back, reconvene, share our progress, answer this question, share our thoughts on the question, and then we'll have a new question and do it again. It'll be great. So I'm going to go ahead and start this timer, and it's going to start in 3, 2, 1. I will talk to you guys in 20. Okay, that was time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all of that nonsense. We have a break for 10 minutes. I will hopefully come back and figure out what I was going to do with that sentence. Let's see how much I wrote. So tools, word count. So in that sprint, I got 1,113 words. So I'll just write that down. All right. Oh, you guys were having a fun time in the chat. We like that. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll up. I will try to catch all of you. If I miss one of your comments, I do apologize. Sometimes it gets a little fast in here for me. Let's see. Timo said, I feel a lot of the struggle with motivation, but I don't think I actually struggle a lot with finishing. Motivation still, I think it's something we can all relate to for sure. May May's here. Hello, May May. Good to see you back. I haven't been doing what I was supposed to do, but I'm working on myself to write. You got this, May May. You got this. Let's see. I always love this name. Coffee Create and Connect. Hello. Have a little more work to do. Just added a scene I think will make people cry. I hope so. If I had to cry writing it, you need to cry reading it. Okay. Well, I will. You have to let me know which story that is and when it's coming out, and I will give it a gander and let you know if it provoked me to tears. Morgan's here. Hello, Morgan. I hope you're doing well. Misty Kate is here. Hello, Misty Kate. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend it with us. Let's see. Answer from Misty is I know I have to go back in and add more conflict and plot to an early part of my story, which is then a domino effect and I style out. Yep, I know that. Yep. Yep. And then we started talking about I'm gonna say we started talking about Anita Blake. That's what this looks like. John is here. Hello, John. Thank you so much for joining us today. I struggle to finish when I do not know what the point before starting was, hence the inverse struggle to start. Oh, okay. I have a question, John. Are you a pantser or are you an outliner? Because I find people who write without outlines have that same false start dilemma. Anyway, that was my question. Thank you. Let's see. I too have witnessed the chaos of multiple unfinished projects, physically and mentally, extra motivation to finish. Yeah. Let's see. Sky says another series Kira mentioned was Harry Dresden, and I read all the way to White Knight. Yeah, that's I'm committed at this point. I think it's like 22 books long, so I have to figure out how it ends if it does end. So I guess we'll see what happens. Let's see. Two of the longest series I've ever read. Skip. Let's see. All right, so we got some progress here. Let's take a look at that. CB got 656 words. Fucking fantastic. Well done. Thank you, Misty. I do. So if anybody's wondering why I have word counts that get that high, it's because I already outlined what I'm going to write on a sticky note before I write it. So not much of a exploratory process for me. But that I found that usually helps. If I don't have like what I'm going to write on the sticky note ahead of time, then I usually get like maybe 300 words because I'm too busy being like, what happens now? Mama Ward got 310 words. Fucking fantastic. Debbie got around 60 words and ate some food. Nutrition is very important. Sky got 189 words and more prompts done. Oh, that's right. You do prompts on your stream. Yep. No, those are fun. Let's see. Where do some of y'all post your stories? Well, I got KDP. I've got LaterPress. I've got my website. I'm sure everybody else has their own places, so feel free to share if you can. Let's see. I posted my draft on Inkit and my finals on Amazon. Mama Word, what is Inkit? What is that? I have questions. Let's see. Okay, you're an outliner. Okay, that was my question. Maya says, I'm supposed to be writing, but instead I edited a video. And now I have no excuses. I have deadlines. Okay, well, you got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You can stretch, move around, drink some water, give yourself a brain break before you get into the writing. I really like to do that. I too love sticky notes. They're quite wonderful. And I actually had a conundrum because if you guys aren't aware, I'm in the middle of packing because in 12 days I'm going to be in Texas, as in living in Texas from now on. And I made the mistake of putting all of my stationery in a box and packing it away. And at first I was like, "It's just 12 days. I can live. It will be fine." No. Mm-mm. No, I cracked that box open this morning. I had to go get my stuff. I really needed it. But the reason I needed it, and it's gonna be fun. You guys are gonna like this. So as you guys know, I used to do like little like actual bullet journaling like, with paper and stuff like that. And I completely switched to Notion. I'm still in Notion. I really love Notion. But the reason I cracked that sucker open was because my husband made a comment and he said, I really liked it when you were paper journaling because if for some reason something happens to you, at least I can go find the paper journal and figure out what's going on, right? And so I thought for memory keeping purposes and stuff like that, I would still go back and I would get my Chonky boy back out. That's the name of my planner, Chonky, because this thing gets really thick. So I actually started setting that up, which is why I cracked into the box, but there's nothing going on in here right now. It's a whole bunch of blank inserts that I kind of squirreled away for a rainy day. So if you guys have ever gone through that, let me know. I would like to not feel alone in this, please. Let's see. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh, okay. So we got another word count. I got 201 words in between research. Fine. I love research. Isn't Inklet like Wattpad, Kindle, Vella? I worry AI on these platforms. Yeah. Oh, I gotta. Yeah, yeah. Don't like the AI. Um, Inkt is a free reading app for laptop and devices. I leave my drafts there because not everybody can afford a Kindle. You guys can do that with LaterPress as well. I'm not an ambassador for LaterPress, but it's like a monthly subscription service that you can go on there. So like for mine, for example, is like for a year it's $15, and for $15 you basically have access to every short story that I have ever written so far. The only thing I don't have that's part of the subscription service are the chunky books, so like Queen of Swords and Silence, Carrot oh, no, Carrow's Tarot is not on there. And Roll D20 for Love, those ones I think are I have those for 5.99 each on there, but yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that you love Chonky's name so much, thank you. So, mhm. CB says I ordered pencils, A4 notebook, erasers, and pencil grips for Nano. Ooh, you can do an old school, gotta get that analog out. All right, perfect. Well, we got through everybody before the time was up. That is actually a new record for me. Oh, that's so exciting. That's wonderful. On that note, then, let's go ahead and grab the second question for today. So, again, if you guys are not aware, I'd be happy to remind you that today's topic is finishing projects and how we're finishing projects. And the reason I picked this topic is because sometimes I struggle with finishing writing projects, and I wanted to talk about it before we started getting into the prep for National Novel Writing Month, which is in November. So we're doing that. So the second question of today's stream is going to be, what method do you implement to finish something? Now this looks different for everybody else. I know some people have like a particular habit, like writing 2,000 words a day, or they will make themselves like a checklist or things like that. I have tried all of these things. I have, and some with success and some with complete and utter failure. I found that actually trying to schedule it in the sense that, it's like, okay, on this day I'm going to write 3,000 words, and this day, blah, 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 it never happened. And the reason it doesn't happen is actually because of my job. I love my job. My job is quite glorious, but my job is also a ball of chaos. So I never really know what's going to happen. It's kind of funny because I'll be in the middle of getting something done and then something at work will pop up. So I have to stop everything and go straight into that and fix it and things like that. So one of the things I have learned is that in trying to be better responsive to what's going on at work, I have to be more flexible with how I do my writing habits and things like that. So what I'm trying to do after the move, keyword there, key phrase, after the move, is I'm actually just going to focus on writing 2,000 words a day. And those 2,000 words can either be for a story, it could be for a blog post or something, right? Just the 2,000 words a day. And we'll kind of play it from there. But that worked for me with the first book. Maybe we'll see if it works with this one. Let's see. John, you mean writing around art or drawing art? I don't understand the question, but if you could help me with that a little bit, I can probably answer that better. So, roll d20 was you. Yes, yes, I did roll d20. That is so roll d20 for love is my romance novel that I have out there. I think there might be a link in the video comment section. If not, I can just find it later. But yeah. Oh, May. Okay. No. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I get easily confused here. This is what happens when I talk to the comment section. Oh, look. Okay, we're good. So it's time to do another sprint. I didn't quite get on the ball with that. I was so excited to talk about this question, my friends. So let's go ahead and throw the banner up for anybody who might join us a little bit later. So we're in the middle of a sprint. Okay, cool. So again, we're going to work for 20 minutes and we'll come back and we'll share our progress and then we'll go over these wonderful answers that I think are starting to pop in. So, yes, I'm looking at my manuscript and it says, please write more. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So I'm going to start this timer and then again, 20 minutes, work, come back, talk, all that fun jazz. And we're going to start this timer in 3, 2, 1. I will talk to you guys in 20. All right, that is time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all that nonsense. I am uh always happened right in the middle of a sentence. I'll just end it there. Okay, so let's take a look. Hmm. Oh, I'm having that moment where I didn't mark where my last spot was. That's fantastic. Well done, me. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this a different way. Okay. Mm. Some people are way better at this than I am. All right, calculator. Let's take a look. My starting word count was okay. Right, so I'm just gonna write that right there. Do. 6. All right, and then we are going to minus. Oh, well, screw you, freaking calculator. Give me a hard time. And then minus 0. That was 931 words that time. 931. Okay. Keep that right there for now. All right. So let's take a look. You guys were so wonderfully chatty. I love it. I don't think I'm going to be able to go through all of it though. So what I'm going to do is while you guys are sharing your progress, I'm going to respond, or I'm going to find the answers to this question that I have here, which are what method do you implement to finish something? So I just want to make sure. Okay. Maya says anxiety and inner turmoil until I actually do it. Oh, that's such a mood. This guy says I'm not certain. I've done different things for different products. What works best so far is someone keeping me accountable with deadlines. Oh, yay. That's what we're going to do next month for the book a week challenge. Accountability. Mama Ward, I think, has a 2-part answer. I think that's a 2-part. A2. Okay. See, 6 hours writing for 2 to 4 hours editing per day, or 2 days writing, 2 days editing, usually not on the same projects. I have a mountain of editing backlog. Mood. Kane says, let's see. As obsessive brute force, I do schedule, but I tend to deviate from it a lot, but always ends up finishing. That's good. CB says, I'm homeschooled at almost 41 years old, so I incorporate it as my language arts study. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, Misty, thank you. That made my day. I'm glad that you really liked that synopsis, and I hope that you like the book. Thank you so much for buying it. I really do appreciate it. Roll D20 is actually one of like those passion projects. It was the first book I wrote for the book a week challenge, and it was like the kind of thing that like when I wanted to write it, like really just like had me in its teeth and shook me around. So it was super fun to write and flesh out and everything. I think the most arduous part of that entire process was just waiting for it to come back from the editor. That was it, and going from there. But I'm really happy that you like it, and I hope you enjoy it a lot. Thank you so much. Let's see. All right. Misty also says, I'm still working on this method. All right, we got some word counts, so let's go ahead and celebrate those. Oh, wait, John said something. Good luck with your move. Hopefully it goes smoothly. I hope it goes smoothly as well, but the truth of the matter is it can't be worse than my last move. Okay, had to knock on the wood there. If you guys are curious, I actually did a video about my move from hell, so if you would like to hear about that and all the glorious details, that was literally the worst year of my life. You can find that on my channel. I hope you enjoy it. All right, Kane says 274 words. Fantastic. CB got 1,191 words. Fantastic as well. Look at you guys knocking this out of the park. Sky says 213 words. Also fantastic. All words matter here. Mama Ward said 204 and just about to write the scene where the MC Mary discovered her older lover Claude is cheating with the young woman he lied and said was his daughter. That's not awkward at all. And when Mary saw them together at the Christmas time. At the Christmas time. John's answer to the question was, for me, method I use to finish is to envision the project completed, and it's more enjoyable than being a work in progress. I like to, yeah, I just hammer at it. That's what I do. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, hey, sup, sup, Hail the Lore. Thank you so much for coming and joining my writing stream. I hope you enjoy it. Where we sit here and we do writing things. Da, da, da. Let's see. Let's see. CB says I moved twice last year. Long story. Moving sucks. It has the ability to be an ordeal for sure. I absolutely agree. Yes. Let's see. Maya says I'm working on a short story for a witchy anthology. Oh, that's exciting. I want to get into those again. I used to want to sign up for more of them. I had like there was one that I signed up for. I think it was last year or the year before. I'm trying to remember what it was. Um, wow, I completely forgot what this anthology was. But what happened was with this anthology when we got into the alpha reading phase. So what this particular publisher wanted to do is they wanted us to all read each other's work and provide feedback as kind of like alpha beta readers, critique partners kind of thing. And I'm not gonna lie, the one that I read was it was it was of a nature that I did not want my romance pen name to be associated with it. So if you guys aren't aware, a lot of times when authors create pen names, they usually want them associated with certain genres and certain expectations, right? That's why people who like write mystery murder stuff usually will make a different pen name for romance because not all readers have that exact same pen was it that same overlap in there. So some people just want certain genres and all of that. And so Faye Black is really kind of I mean, it's got some spicy stuff in there, but it's mostly about lovey-dovey romance and people come together and hold hands and they're having a great time, right? So this story that I read, I was told that this anthology was supposed to be a romance, and if there's one thing about romance that will never change, listen carefully. Listen, listen, come closer to me. The thing about romance is that if you have a couple that at the end of the story, they don't end up together. In fact, if one of them dies, that's not a romance. No. So anyway, I read this story and I found out that that was pretty much the end of the story. Like the lovers didn't get together. It was like some weird. It was strange. It was a strange story that I was just like, I can't have my name associated with this. And then there was a lot of other things that was involved with this particular story. And when I mentioned my concerns, the publisher just kind of swept it under the rug. So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go ahead and back out. So that happens. That happens occasionally, but that was the last anthology I tried to be part of, and I wouldn't mind trying to do it again. I don't know where the signups for those are. I know sometimes they have them on Facebook or they have open calls somewhere. Mm, I really wanna do it. I really do. I really would like to do more anthologies. So I'll have to think about that. I'm gonna do some deep thinking on there. See, you get it. They gotta have a happy ever after. Yes, that is the main thing. I'm mostly afraid of this entity that's referred to as Romance Landia because if you say something's a romance and it doesn't end like a romance, they will gut you. No mercy. They'll come for you. They'll destroy you. Oh my goodness. I do not want to piss off romance readers like whatsoever. No, that's called genre expectations. That's what it's called. If you have me go to a movie and you say it's a comedy and it turns out to be a horror, I'm going to have questions. All right. Ugh. So, do. Mama Word says, if I could get to show up. I'm an alpha beta reader for my pub house cozy holiday romance, but there were some submitted stories that were not cozy and FYI, candy canes do not belong down there. That's exciting. I don't want to read those though. Thank you for letting me have that thought. Oh, let's see. Hale says, "I never read a romance novel. I think it's okay if a part of the overall story, but not the main thing for me." Oh, like a subplot? Yeah. So I think I get it. I think romance as subplots always gets used because sometimes writers don't know how to work in like they don't know how to beef up their story more, so they always throw in like that romance in there just to add in like that interpersonal drama. But a lot of times people like really gravitate towards romance. We're getting into the psychology. Oh no, we can't because I've only got 5 seconds, motherfucker. Okay. Like I told you, I get on tangents. We're gonna pause this timer. Come back, come back. Okay, we're gonna have to do another one. We're gonna have to do another banner, question thing. Oh, man, you guys got me ranting. Oh, no, this is what happens when I read the comment section. Fuck. Okay, so question 3 is what do you do if you're waiting for a dependency, aka a beta reader, an editor, or anything else like that? So if that project is on hold, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna take a break? You're gonna work on another project? You're gonna like what are you doing? That's my question for you. So, oh my goodness. I really wanted to rant about that. I really did. This is so hard for me, guys. Let me scroll to where I was before, and this time I'm gonna mark it so that way I can make sure. Okay, so all right, we're gonna do another 20-minute sprint. Again, these are your 20 minutes. You can write whatever you want, work on your outline, edit some videos, do whatever, and we'll kind of reconvene and answer question 3 together and go from there. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, and I'll talk to you guys in 20. Okay, that is time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all that nonsense. I once again stopped in the middle of a sentence, but that's fine. That's fine. Gonna mark where that one is, and let's see how much we did. Marking makes it easier. Let's see, 899 words. Steam is lessening, my friends. My steam is lessening, but that's okay. That's still pretty good. So 899. Okay. What else do I gotta do on here? Okay, I gotta write one more thing. Okay. And then that will probably take care of me for the day. So that's pretty good. I'm really feeling good about today's writing, guys. Feeling really good. All right, so while you guys are sharing your progress, we're going to go ahead and find some of the answers to these questions. And the question was, what do you do if you are waiting on a dependency, a beta reader, editor, or etc.? I actually personally hate that phase because I like to have things done at certain time periods. And if there's one thing that I've learned, it's usually my editor will be late every time. Every time my editor will be late. I hate it so much. Let's take a look and see where I can find some answers. All right, so CB says, does not apply. Okay. That's right. You write fan fiction, so you just write, edit, and post it. That's right. Okay. Just me mere mortals that have to do that. Mama Ward says, waiting on others means work on other things so I don't drive them crazy. Oh, that's a good idea. I guess I could just write other things. I think I do subconsciously take that time to take a break. What is this? If you can't complete the rant on stream, it's good meat for an entire video. Probably. I'll probably forget why I was so aggravated before. Kane says, pace with my hands behind my back like a hospital visitor. You can make more videos about that educational stuff that you're doing for your writing group. You should do that. Let's see. Sky says, I try to have projects in various stages of publication, drafting, editing, revising, so that I am always working on something instead of twiddling my thumbs. Oh. We started talking about Outlander. Hail the Lore had to take off. I appreciate if you are here for the rewatch. I hope you enjoy it. Not caught in Outlander. I only read the first Outlander book. I'm just letting y'all know. Let's see. John says, as others have said, engage in other things. However, I disconnect the project. So instead of another writing project, go work on the car. Oh. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think about that real hard. All right. Sky says that she got 218 words. Well done. CB got 86 words. Well done. Melissa says, got less on the sprint. Tiny humans needed help and wanted attention. Oh my goodness, needing attention. How terrible. Alex is here. Hello, Alex. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. Alex got 656 words. Fan-fucking-tastic. Well done. Kane got 290 words. Well done again. Doesn't apply to me because I'm just a fanfic writer. Sky, on your post-it notes, do you only write what you want to work on for the day and you call it done as soon as you finished all that? That was a really good question. I'm really glad that you asked. The answer is I don't know. Um, Normally I'll write kind of like the sequence of events that at some point I would like to have happen, and then I think in the past when I've done this, what happens is once I hit like those main bullet points, I'll go back and I'll actually like flesh out like those scenes or dialogue or add in like descriptors or things like that. Because when I initially do a draft, it's kind of like I want to get the story on the page and then I want to flesh out the story and give it some flavor. So that's usually what I do. Mama Ward says 198 words and lunch. Lunch. Sounds so good right now. I want you all to know that I ate before I came to the stream, unlike in previous times where I forget to eat and then I'm hungry and then you guys start talking about food and then I end the stream completely hangry. I ate. I thought ahead. So proud of myself. I'm growing as a human being. Debbie says, let's see, work on something else. That seems to be the universal response there. Despite my best efforts to find a beta, it's horrendously difficult because I'm barely educated. Oh no, so sad. John, Carrow, have you worked with a mind mapping program to help you write? I did it once when I was procrastinating. That's when I worked on it. And the reason I say procrastinating is because a lot of authors, when they don't really want to tackle a particular wart in their story, they'll be like, I'm going to go do this thing. So that way I feel like I'm working on my story, but I'm not actually working on the story. Right. I did that. And I think there was like a mind mapping program. It's in Campfire. And that's, I wait. I wasted so much time in Campfire. I know some of y'all, like, swear by this program, and it's, like, completely amazing, and you love it, and it's great. I get in there, it's a complete time sink for me. It's just, it's just completely ugh, and I'm making this face because when I had Campfire, I had it on my Surface, and for some reason, when we moved from Arizona to, Florida, something happened and the drive on the Surface completely corrupted. It would not and the battery would not stay on for longer than 5 minutes, and I couldn't save anything on there, and then when I finally managed to get some of the files off, guess what? They were all corrupted. Yeah, all my files gone. The only thing I had that was still with me was just the stuff that I had saved on the cloud, and that was a really tough year for me. I just want you guys to know, losing as an author, losing all of your work like that was really rough, and I've had to rewrite so much stuff, and that's honestly the big reason why a lot of my production completely slowed down at that point because it was just like, I have to write it all over again, like, did I eat tacos? No, I had curry, actually, last night's curry. It was really good, very tasty. Tacos! Really want tacos. I'm looking forward to going to Texas because let me tell you guys something about Florida tacos. They're trash. All right, no good tacos out here. You think that there would be good Mexican food out here? Not in my banjo town. They're all shit. Can't wait to get real tacos. Let's see. See, I did the trial for Campfire because I thought I would love it, but I found the same thing I used it as. Yeah, and that's like you just gotta be careful about that. I know some folks that actually do like the whole writing process in Campfire, and like kudos to you. Keep doing that. Keep rocking it. It doesn't work for me. So let's see. Reminder, especially for those of us doing Camp Nano and other writing projects, glitches happen. So you can prevent the gremlins from causing chaos by doing one thing, back up your work. Yes, yes, that happened too. I remember there was one time I kept losing the exact same 2,000 words. It was completely ridiculous. And that was when I said, I'm just going to stick to writing on Google Drive from now on because at least Google Drive will have like a history thing that you can go back to. It's been like, been good. That's why I do that. I know some folks will email it to themselves as well. It's, a little obsessive the way that I've seen them do it doesn't mean that it's incorrect, but yeah, that's something else that you can do. But yeah, no, just Google for me. Just Google Drive. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm not gonna get off task. Alright, so what do you do? Okay, we did that one. So we're gonna do the last question for the last sprint, and then we're gonna be done for the day. So again, it's the final countdown. We're gonna get done. It's gonna be great. Isn't there some concerns about Google Drive and AI? No, not like in the way that I think you're thinking about. Um, First off, there's like a major privacy thing that involves like Google going in and taking like some of your stuff. I remember that this was actually a hot topic back in 2017 because a lot of authors were really paranoid about using Google Drive because they were like, the man's going to take my work, right? And that's really not the case. And Google does not let the AI go into your drive and start taking stuff. It has to be something that's already published. And the reason I know that is oddly enough because there's a lot of people that talk about writing books with like Chat GPT and stuff like that. And one of the first things that they tell you to do is to go and take your work and run it through a plagiarizer verifier, right? Like I think that's telling. Okay, I just want you guys to know that to make sure that it actually isn't ripping off of something completely from another book, right? I love it. I have used the Chat GPT to see what its writing level is on its own. It's really elementary. It's kind of like it really is elementary. Like I don't want to get on that tangent either. We're gonna go ahead and get ready for the next final sprint. That's what we're gonna do. All right. So, and I'm going to pause this because I don't want to overdo it again. So, reward or not, how do you celebrate when you finish a project? Now, I know some of you came in and you're kind of like, oh, I've never finished a project before. But if you could, if you did, what would you do to reward yourself for finishing the project, right? What would you do? What is it? What is that thing? I would, let's see, what would I buy? I know, right? Like, that's the first thing. You know what? I know what I'd buy. I'd buy inserts for Chunky. That's what I would do. I would buy more inserts. Motivation, guys. Inserts. All right. Anyway, that's my motivation. Obviously, I am a material girl in a material world, so I want inserts for my planner. Oh man, that sounds like such a great idea. Okay. What would your stuff be? Again, last question, and we're gonna go ahead and move into this final sprint. And hopefully, if you guys have not pushed yourself as much as you would like to, this is the time, right? This is the time. You put your fingers on the keyboard, you just sit there and type frantically, and letters become words, and words become sentences, and then your book's done, right? Like that's what I always tell folks. So we'll go ahead and work under that premise, and we're gonna start this timer and get there here in just a second. Oh, Chat is trash. AI can't compete. Yeah, that's my dilemma yet. I feel like the smarter AI gets, the more we're gonna have a hard time figuring out how to work with it. But on that note, let's go ahead and start this final sprint, and I will talk to you guys in Okay, that was time and our final sprint. So let's share what we did, how we did, and all that goodness. And I'm going to close that window now. So let's see. I just wrote like my pants were on fire. So let's see what came of it. Uh, and naturally, this whole thing is lagging. Da, 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 da. Tools, word count. Okay, that time I got 1,393 words. So pants on fire. All right, and that's gonna put me. Let's see how many I wrote for the 2 hours that we spent together. So, a handy dandy calculator here. That's 1113. So all of that together left me with 4,336 words for this entire sprint. I feel pretty freaking good about God. I feel really freaking good. All right. And I think that this is definitely Sky, this is definitely the story that I want to do the book a week on. So, um, and I know you're going to be like, but you already started it, so it doesn't qualify. And what I'm going to tell you is I've already in my head changed the entire plot. So, it is count. It is a fresh story, and I'm going to get it done. Let's see. Da, da. All right, let's see. While you guys are adding in word counts, you threw me an answer. So I'm going to scroll up and see what I can find. Trash, trash, trash. Okay, so Sky says, first I have a glass of wine. Huh. But for one of my finished projects, I brought a new pre-made cover. Ooh, fancy. Misty says I try to keep going because I feel like I'm not a roll and I shouldn't break that vibe, or I feel like I'm on a roll and I shouldn't break that vibe. But I also take a nap or binge watch. Yes, I do like binge watching shows. Patrick says I either spoil myself with a large steak or I order pizza or I buy comics. I like that last one. Might be a little biased about why, but I like that last one a lot. I can't wait to have the move done because there's like so many times like there's so many great like Kickstarters that are going on right now and I keep wanting to go back them. But I don't want to do it until I know exactly where I'm staying right now. So it's just like what's my space situation look like? All of those questions. So John says, I learned real quick to not spoil myself with desserts. Different rewards at different times, usually a helpful splurge I wouldn't otherwise buy. Upgrade from couch to business or coach to business, for example. There's I know for a little while when I was using, like, material items to help me get through stuff, one of the things that I would actually reward myself with was, like, a little miniature from Hero Forge, and I would do it, and I would make it after my character, and it's such, like, a little tiny novelty thing, right? But I will let you know I've got about 10 of those, and most of those projects are done, but I always really there's something about, like, that particular character creating process that I really like, and usually that was the 50K benchmark reward, so I'm like, "If I got to 50K, I'm probably gonna end up finishing the story." And 8 times out of 10, yeah, that's a true statement. CB, I usually do that because, I mostly do that because I'm allergic to alcohol. Oh, I must have missed something else that you said. Every time I win Nano, I either see a movie or get pizza or do one or the other. Oh, because you're allergic to alcohol. Okay, okay, okay. I get you. Carol, while partly selfish, I recommend you do this kind of live stream again when you're settled in Texas. You know what? I will think about it. I will definitely think about it. Sky had sent me a DM being kind of like, I'm happy that you're doing it, even though you said that you're not fond of these. And I was like, yeah, I'll probably do it again. Last year, I did Power Hour for Nano. That's, like, the one time I bought StreamYard, right? So that way that little icon wasn't there because StreamYard, like, throttles you at, like, 20 hours, right? So, I might do that again this November and see how that goes, but, like, ask me how I feel about in October because the last time I did a big cross-country move, and this isn't, like, super cross-country, but last time I did that, you could not get me on a stream for, like, the first 6 months. My friends can attest, they tried to drag me at some points, I was just like, "No, I'm not going. I won't go. I'm just gonna crawl on the floor and hug my dogs and pretend like this move didn't happen." So, Kane wrote 327 words, fantastic. Alex wrote 636 words, also fantastic. Look at you guys knocking this out. Sky wrote 352 words. Mama Ward wrote 419 words and has shared a passage of her writing, but as glorious as it is, I really suck at reading that out loud, so I'm gonna let it go. CB wrote 129 words. Thank you, thank you. Looks so good. Look at you go. Infinity and beyond, bitches. Let's see. Kane's answer to my question was I take a mental break to revive. Nope, it's a word I don't know how to pronounce today. Sorry, brain. Shut off. And then I write book 2, probably in the same week, 2 hour. Do, do. Oh, okay. Good. I'm always like messing stuff up. Let's see. So Maya says I wrote a total of 730 words, edited a video, and scheduled social media posts. Well done. Excellent. Look at you getting this shit done. More wonderful passages being shared. You should, Misty. I really like it. It's such like a little vanity thing, and of course, like every time I order another one, my husband's always asking when we're gonna play D&D again, and I'm like, I don't know, but I like having the figures. I really like them. Mama War says holding the printed copies of my books is my favorite. Oh, or but new notebooks or expensive pens and fancy tea are also things I might get. I'm running out of pens to get. I really am. Like I think I've gotten all the Oh, I've gotten all the pens. I actually just ordered myself, a birthday pen the other day. It was, like, a really fancy one by Pilot that I really wanted, and so that's gonna be here on Monday, so I can't wait to use that. It's, like it's so fancy. It's, like, bougie. Like, I love it. I can't wait to play with it. Let's see. Halloween. Let's see. Sky says that she is sitting at 93 writing prompts. Well, you should be taken care of for a while, my friend. Let's see. John says you could buy the U-Haul boxes for your background if you're embarrassed by the mess, and then return the boxes for full price later. I guess I could do something like that, yeah. Oh man, CB, that's the ultimate gamer crack right now. Anybody who plays like D&D, they're gonna tell you like we are such like weird folks for dice, and we'll get dice of all kinds of shapes and varieties and metals and textures. I remember somebody was talking about how they were trying to ask themselves if they should get dice made out of bone or not. It was like, what? See? Okay, see, you write better with a fancy pen, proven fact. Okay, good. See, even more justification for it. Sky also gets the dice thing, right? I'm a dice goblin. Yep, yep. I actually had to get rid of all the guest dice that we had before we did this move. And it was a pretty big container, so I hope whoever buys these dice that I gave to Goodwill will enjoy them. All right, so that is the last comment that I see that is here on the stream, which means our time here is done. I am very glad that you guys came to spend a little bit of time with me. I will see about doing another one of these in the future, but probably not for a while. But if I do, I'll put out an announcement. We'll come together, we'll write, and we'll make fun things happen. So thank you guys again for coming and hanging out with me and spending some time with me. I'm so glad to see your progress. It was super thrilling to share that with you. And I'm going to go and, what am I going to do now? I'm gonna go and spend some time with Chonky. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, he waiting for me. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.